Hey everyone, Reverend Dr. Katie here, and I am coming to you today to talk a little bit about the book of Revelation. Yeah, that final book in the New Testament, one that's been used just so horrifically, honestly, over the centuries, over the millennia to try to induce like fear and you know all the stuff that goes with it, right? I don't, not nothing that is new to you that I have to tell you. And I've been getting quite a few questions coming in lately because we've been living in such a difficult year with the pandemic, with vaccines coming out. And I have to say, I'm very grateful that vaccines are coming out. People that I know and love who are in vulnerable categories are finally able to get them. And so I am personally very happy about that. But I can understand there's a lot of fear with the way that we've been taught to read and understand the book of Revelation, or actually probably not read it, but just kind of listen to the fear-inducing chaos around the book. There's been a lot of fear around that because we've been making one-for-one correlations between the book and our contemporary modern circumstances. So some of the questions I've been getting in are like, do I need to be worried about the vaccine? Could the vaccine give me the mark of the beast? Could it be this or that or the other from the book of Revelation? I totally get where the questions are coming from. So we're going to do a short series here in the group, and I'll probably put this on YouTube as well, that addresses alternate ways that we can read and understand this very interesting book, the final book of the New Testament. I want us to be able to shift away from the energy of fear because that's a vibration that gets locked up in us in a way that's maybe not super helpful when we approach, not when we approach things, because you've been taught, right? You've been taught us fear and an energy. You've been taught an energy of fear around the book of Revelation. So we want to counteract that with other things, right? With other energies. So I want to give you some basic knowledge about how to read and understand this book. I want to give you some sort of background information. What was this? What was the setting of this book when it was originally written? Who wrote it? Why? Like kind of all that juicy historical stuff that you all know I love so much. And also give you some alternate options for being able to engage this book from a high vibration. To be able to engage this book from a vibration of joy, of justice seeking, of understanding what it's like to be to empower those without power. That's what this book is actually about. So the first thing I'm going to ask everyone to do, and this is going to be a lesson solely about this right now. We're just going to talk about it for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll shut this down and we'll go on to the next lesson in a day or two. This is solely about mindset. That's it. This is about mindset completely. So the first thing that we have to engage when we engage in the book of Revelation is adjusting our mindset. The book of Revelation is there. The words aren't going to change. They haven't changed in 2,000 years. So we're going to let the book be what it is and just focus on ourselves for a moment. So I invite you to bring in and give a seat at the table all of the different questions that you have. You might even give a seat at the table to all the fear mongering that has been used with this book in your own life, in your own background. We don't want to give in to those fears. We just want to sort of respect them, give them a place at the table. I'd like you and the table, this metaphorical table that you set up, to also pull up a few empty chairs. And in those empty chairs, we want to give them a new energy that can also sit at the table alongside your questions, alongside the fears and anxieties that have plagued us around this book, around this topic, around the end times, for many, for probably the duration of your whole life or your whole Christian walk, and for many Christians and generations before you as well. So at these new seats at the table, maybe we can invite in curiosity to be a companion with us. I'd like us to invite in the mindset of being able to read differently, using a different skill set. And another chair, we can invite in learning, just a new way of learning about this book. And maybe in another empty chair at the table, you can also invite in a personal intention for yourself, whether that is having a vibration of joy, transmuting a vibration from fear into courage, whatever personal intention you'd like to set around understanding this book. And I myself will set the vibration of setting an atmosphere for everyone to be able to engage, for everyone to be able to learn for their own selves, for their own spiritual journey, for their own spiritual walk. That's going to be my intention in this series. So your mindset is the most important thing that we can bring to this book. that we can bring to the study of this book. Because so many of us have been taught that we open up the page and that the metaphors that are in the book of Revelation must correlate to something happening in our world today precisely. And that's exactly the mindset that's going to get us in trouble. Because if that's the only thing that we can see, that's the only thing that we'll ever see. So I want to invite us into a new mindset where we're going to open up the book of Revelation and we're going to start to look for other things. So we're going to go on a bit of a treasure hunt as we make our way through some of the major kind of questions and portions of the book. We're going to go on a treasure hunt. We're going to constantly be putting on new lenses to see in new ways and engage with a new mindset for understanding this book. So right now, all I'm asking anyone to do is to cultivate a mindset of curiosity, of learning, of being able to see the book in a different way than you've seen it before, and to set our assumptions about it aside. And this one's really challenging, but you'll hear me ask from time to time, is the thing that we think is a fact, is it actually a fact, or is it an assumption that we've made? And if it's an assumption, we can simply ask it to step to the side for a few minutes while we explore and engage alternate ways of understanding the book. So I want to be also just very straightforward. I've had many questions come to me and asking me, should I not get the vaccine because of the book of Revelation? That's a personal choice between you, between you and you. That's it. I can't advise anyone on these kind of medical issues, but I can say with great certainty for myself that the book of Revelation does not scare me at all around getting a vaccine around COVID-19. I had COVID-19 earlier a few months ago. My spouse did and was in the hospital. Many people who I love greatly have had COVID-19 and have suffered with it. I don't wish anyone else to live with the fear that I lived with while my spouse was in the hospital. I say this as a high vibration person. I was sending him Reiki, lots of high vibration, but it was a scary time. It's scary when one of your loved ones can't breathe. It's scary when you can't breathe. That's not anything I wish for anyone, so I am treating the vaccines as a godsend. Scientists who have been working around the clock to get this ready. There's a lot of unknowns, and that's going to continue to remain true. And that's actually part of the Christian life. But the vaccine has nothing at all, in my opinion, to do with the book of Revelation. That's what I will be showing you. So just from my perspective, this is not advice of any kind, but from my perspective, your decision whether or not to get vaccinated against COVID-19, to get the vaccine or not, relies not on an interpretation of the book of Revelation, but on your own personal journey, your own medical advice, your own medical conditions, and talking with you and your medical professionals. So that's what I recommend at this point in time. And then we're going to dig to the bottom of this book. So this is the first in the series. This is all about mindset. And either tomorrow or the next day, I'll come back with a little bit more. We're going to put these all in a unit so you can watch. You'll have them all in one space within the group or on YouTube. And you'll be able to engage that way. All right, y'all, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your mindset is. Write a word in the comments below so I can see what your mindset is, and we'll all collectively gather all of that and that energy together. All right, I'll see you in the next video.